How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Sit Down. This is episode number 5, and this episode is going to be on accountability. Before we get this episode started, I just want to leave a little disclaimer for you. This video is only for people who are goal-oriented. This series, in fact, is only for people who are goal-oriented. And if you're not one of those people, you're basically going to be wasting your time because this is going to be seemingly useless information to you. So once again, this is only for people who are trying to make something of their lives and make themselves the best version of themselves they could possibly be. And that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into this week's episode. If you were born into a life of less than ideal circumstances, do understand that that doesn't have to be your entire life. You have the ability to pursue your wildest ambitions, but you're never going to get anywhere by playing the victim ever. Nobody likes the person who says that I'm not where I want to be because of this person or this set of circumstances happening to me. And those people tend to live in a situation where they feel like life is happening to them all the time, as opposed to life actually happening for them, which it in fact actually always is. Life is always happening for your benefit, good things and bad things. So it's always something important to keep in mind. The only way to ever get anywhere is by holding yourself 1,000% accountable for your actions and understanding that where you are at that phase in your life is entirely your fault as an adult. And you have the ability to get yourself out of any rut that you found yourself in. It's just going to take a lot of work. For me personally, when I first took my life by the horns and moved to California, I sold everything that I owned and put all my chips on one number, so to speak, and took the gamble and went out to California to be a touring musician. And I fell straight on my face shortly after because I wasn't the person I needed to be to sustain that kind of a lifestyle. Albeit I did get to do a lot of great things while I was out there, I didn't ultimately achieve the goal I wanted to achieve, which is to sustain that life. And when it was time for me to come back home, I had nobody else to blame except for myself, and I had to hold myself accountable for my actions. Blaming other people or housing a pity party didn't do me any good. And in fact made me look awfully pathetic. So I had to learn very quickly that the only way out of that was picking up the pieces and moving forward. It said in the Bible that, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse." That means that God has put all of the tools here for you to be able to prosper. All you simply have to do is embrace His word and His wisdom and take those tools and do what you need to do to fulfill your purpose. There are no actual excuses in that regard. One can try to fool the world into thinking that they're doing things, but your conscience is always going to be ringing in the back of your head about your true actions. Basically, when all the noise settles at the end of the day, that voice in the back of your head is always telling you what you should be doing. And you putting up a facade that you are doing the things that you should be doing when in fact you're not is not going to do you any good whatsoever. And this week's quote comes from the great Harry S. Truman. It says that if you cannot stand the heat, you better get out of the kitchen. If you cannot stand the heat, you better get out of the kitchen. That's from Harry S. Truman, and that basically means that if you're not willing to accept the responsibility and accountability for the actions that come from you wanting to do something in life, you might as well not even start in the first place because you're going to get burned very quickly along the way. Thank you all very much for checking out this week's episode. There are 4 other episodes if you guys have not seen them. This is a bi-weekly series and I'm going to be keeping to this as long as I possibly can. I don't know how many episodes there's going to be for this thing, but we'll see how far we can take it. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like on this video, and do check me out on all my other social platforms and follow me there as well. I love you all very much. Thank you all again. Have a blessed day.